If you knew that you could redesign your life and that you were guaranteed success, what would you choose to do? To spend our most precious commodity, which is our time, disconnected from ourselves. I just think that's such a waste. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's quietly suffering. I have left London, my hometown, where I had built my 6-figure property investment business for the last 4 years. Why the hell have you moved? Let's do this. Hello, it's me. We're gonna have a great conversation. So, what would you dream to do? I love this question because I think it highlights just how far away from that dream reality you currently are. And that's not meant to be in a way to put you down, but I think my guess is that you will feel a brief wave of joy, excitement when you're thinking about that future dream, and that wave will pass. And the next thing that you will feel is fear, doubt, and all the reasons that are holding you back. Pay close attention to those. I wanted to make this video because I've had the privilege to have been on many different pursuits and to follow what I call flow state. Now, every time I find myself out of flow state, I always come back to this question. I reflect on it and then I shift gears and I make the necessary changes that I need to in order to take my next step and to forge that new path. I'm going to talk about what I hope this video will give to you and what has led me to constantly shift and where it has led me today. Why the video? I believe that there is so much joy to be experienced from life, and there is so much time available to spend our most precious commodity, which is our time, in something that makes us feel disconnected from ourselves, that doesn't fulfill us or give us that burst of energy. I just think that's such a waste. Essentially, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but I think it's quietly suffering is how I would describe it. So this video, I hope, will inspire people to intentionally design a life that allows you to feel deeply alive. And I want to show people what the journey of intentional life design looks like. It is not easy, I can tell you that for sure, but it is so possible. And the thing is, everybody has this version of their dream reality that is out there waiting for them to step into. But naturally, as humans, we have things that prevent us from getting there, and so we feel frustrated. I totally get that. You might be feeling internally that there is this little voice within you that tells you are not fulfilled, if you're being totally honest with yourself. That maybe you feel underexpressed is the best way that I could have described it for myself. That there is so much more of you to explore, so much of you to give, and so much of you to grow. That where you feel like you're currently at is you stagnating, and that you're just going through the motions or just getting by. To a degree, this might feel somewhat comfortable because it's familiar to you. For others, and like myself, stagnation feels super uncomfortable. I listen to my intuition, to my gut, and I realize something needs to change. What I have had the privilege of experiencing is waking up with so much joy and excitement for the day and for what's to come, what is to unfold. I wish everybody could experience this, because once you get into that flow, the days don't feel difficult. The days feel so fun, like so fun. And there is a brilliant quote by Joe Hudson, which I absolutely love. And it says that work is what we call the things that we have to do. Art is what we call the things we get to do. When you find your purpose, you'll know it, because there will be no difference between work and art. It's just creation. I'm gonna leave you with that. I'm gonna speak on where I'm at now, where my curiosity and intentional design has led me to. I definitely feel like I had a crash course at life in my first 30 years. But a thing to note before I jump in is that I'm definitely the type of person that will go to the absolute extremes to figure something out or to master something. And when I look back, everything seems super unrelated, but I do see a common thread now in hindsight, which I can touch on in another video. My point is, all of these goals I've ever had, I see them as big mountains. That's literally just what they are, big mountains. There is nothing impossible about climbing a big mountain. There is a path, you just have to find it and to best position yourself on that path. I'm now living in Croatia. I have left London, my hometown, where I had built my 6-figure property investment business for the last 4 years. You might be thinking, why the hell have you moved? And are you still doing your business? Which I will get to. What is more important for me to share first is how I got here, because you will see that the path is absolutely the opposite of linear. We begin. I went to the University of Nottingham where I studied architecture. I've always been fascinated by spaces, buildings, creating something for people to enjoy and to live in. I will also note that at this time, this is where I started my hobby of cheerleading. This is important because we'll come back to it later. So my degree in architecture eventually led me to moving to New Zealand in 2017, where I lived and worked out there for 2 years as a junior architect. It was very nice. I really loved nature out there and a very relaxed contrast to London, as you can imagine. Then in 2019, I decided I wanted to explore Europe a little bit and travel. Went to Portugal, Spain, and then got absolutely smacked by the pandemic. So I had to fly home, unfortunately. Everybody's jobs were really uncertain. People didn't know what was going on. And so I started to think, what are some things that I just love doing? And I think everybody in the world kind of tapped into their interests a little bit more. I have always been very creative and expressive, and I really enjoyed performance. So that is something that I really, really wanted to explore further in every form. I mean, from professional dancing to acting to commercial modeling to event coordination to designing, curating exhibitions or experiences, you know, being both at the forefront but also in the background. I had goals of being in the music videos, to being on international billboards and magazines, all of which I managed. In 2021, I then knew that I wanted to contribute my architectural skills in a way that people could enjoy and experience. And so I knew I wanted to get into the film industry somehow. I didn't have any connections in the industry. I just put myself out there, tried really hard, and somehow managed my way in. And I ended up working on some of the most incredible jobs to work on, movies such as Wicked, Napoleon, alongside directors like Ridley Scott. Seeing my name in the credits was so satisfying, but for me, it was the actual process of bringing a vision to life that I enjoyed so much. After 2 years of being in film, I was very much burnt out by the freelance life. As much as I enjoyed the intense bursts of working on a project or a film for months, there was really no life outside of those working hours. And so I was very exhausted. Let's not forget that you are also responsible for constantly finding your next job, which is tiring. And so I decided I needed to find another stream of income. So I decided I wanted to grow an investment portfolio, property rental investment portfolio. In 2023, age 27, I left the film industry and I decided to study property like crazy. I got mentors to help me on this journey. I simultaneously built a property investment service that completed over 20 projects, scaled to 6 figures, and had a remote team of 8, not including my building team on the ground. And that was a huge learning curve. At 29 in 2025, I bought and developed 2 investment properties. I'm now 30, and I have realized that in order for me to truly thrive, I first need my environment, my immediate environment, to feel right. So London has served me so well in the time that I needed it, but not anymore. And so I am prioritizing spaciousness, calm, and peace, and quite frankly, the opposite of the hustle culture that I was once shouting about, because I learned the hard way. Now we're choosing alignment. This move to Croatia couldn't have happened until I ticked off another one of my big mountain milestones, which was to be able to compete at the World Championships in cheerleading in Florida, which I did in April of this year and had the best time. In a nutshell, if I want something done, I will go to the end to figure out how to get there. It's literally like a game for me. And then once I've done it, I go on to the next thing. What the last year of my property business has taught me is that I feel like I am so much more than just property. There are so many aspects that I love about my business, but there are also so many aspects of the business that don't feel truly aligned with me. And I will do a video on how to know the difference between true burnout or simply misalignment. That said, I feel like I have so much more that I want to try, that I want to explore, so much that I want to give and pour into others in a way that feels super fun, rewarding, and just good for me, if that makes sense. I remember back in 2023, I had a conversation with one of my colleagues in film, and I said to him, look, my dream would be to travel 3 to 4 months of a year and just work the rest. And now that I'm 30 and I look at what my life has looked like age 29 to 30, I've literally been doing that. Being able to travel on holidays, to have retreats all around the world, sports camp around the world. And I just want to highlight that this is not by chance. My intention has always been there, but this has all been designed by choice. So it starts off as a desire, an idea that I can actually visualize, and then I get into gear and take the steps, specific steps that I know will get me closer to that life. Now that I'm here, I haven't got a super specific idea of what my next steps are gonna be, which is exciting to me, probably really scary for some, but I know that there are still so many parts of myself that need to be expressed. And I'm going to figure that out by documenting the entire journey, filming the conversations, the decisions I'm having with myself, showing you what it looks like to be guided by your intuition, literally by my body, by my soul, not just to fulfill one new business venture or path, because I truly don't believe that I'm going to get maximum satisfaction just from one path, but to see if it's possible to build an entire ecosystem of things that feel like art to me every day. Something that taps into all of my curiosities and that allows me to live my fullest and freest expression, closer to my higher calling. I will show you what is on the other side of that choice, what really goes on behind a pivot, and to be able to move past or through fear, doubt, or at least to take action with courage, because the future is uncertain, but I want to be able to move through uncertainty with an absolute curiosity and awe for what it might teach me. I will experiment, I will fail, and I will experiment some more so that you can see what it looks like, in the hopes that this might encourage someone like yourself to do the same, someone who might be relating to the feelings of feeling like they're not living the dream life that they know that they can achieve. I'll be sharing all of it. So come along, watch this unfold with me. It would mean a lot if you stayed connected by subscribing to the channel and perhaps sharing this video to somebody you think might gain some insight. And I would love to hear in the comments, when I asked you that question first, what main blocker or fear is getting in the way of you living your dream life? That will really help me figure out what to do in my next video. Lots of love. Bye-bye.